That is the Pacific Ocean out there. This is, well, it's a long weekend of astrophotography actually. Took about a week off just for this. It's a little windy up here. It's been windy. Last night was cold. I didn't come out last night because the night before had been windy and the forecast said it was going to be even worse. So we got a slight breeze right now. Hopefully it dies down. If not, I'll back my car up to block the breeze. But I'm halfway set up. So let's get going. Wow, everything has dramatically changed now that the sun just went down behind the hill. I'm actually really cold. James is still wearing short sleeves and acting like it's warm. I guess it's cold. It's not warm, it's cold. Anyway, so now it's time to get the telescope set up and get ready for an evening of fun. And hopefully I can show you some really, well, I'll show you some stuff anyway, and hopefully you'll hang out for it. All right, let's get set up.
This is absolutely berserk. That's the Sony?
I love it. This one. This probably won't go away. Well, the lenses will, but not the camera.
This is nuts.
All right, so now we wait for Polaris to come out, which will be up over that hill somewhere. And last pro tip one, number one.
I didn't know it was recording. Oops.
Pro tip one, and I've texted James, don't forget to take your lens off when you're trying to get focus so you don't just have a black screen, right?
Pro tip one.
This is his equipment for macro, and that's mine for the stars.
I'm all set.
What are you gonna do?
Different strokes for different folks.
Look at the color out there. I gotta get a shot with that camera.
Oh. Oops, I didn't know you were recording. Oops. I was probably standing in front of your camera.
Oh, that's bright. I'll just turn it off to the side. I know you're not going to be able to see it way up there, but up over the hill is Venus, and just behind that is Mars. And I'm thinking that this is probably overkill. I think in one of my videos I did say I'm a gear whore. Yeah. Oh, and rookie tip number one, which I do every single time trying to pull focus, don't forget to take your lens cap off. All right, I'm gonna set this up for you guys just so you understand what's going on. This shot right here, it was shot with my Skywatcher Star Adventure, and I discovered that, well, I kind of knew about it too, but this was the first rig that I was using for astrophotography. Once I got really good at the polar alignment with this, the rest of it became easy. When I get to the bigger rigs, they're actually really easy to get polar aligned. And I figured, since this one's been sitting in a bag, I'm a gear whore. I don't mind buying gear and just having it for a year and never using it. But what I did with this scene that you see right here that's going behind me, I'm setting it up for you, is I set it this way, and I set it, you can adjust the variable speed. And so I did, and it was going way too fast. I thought, let me slow that down. So that's what this looks like when it's slowed down. It's so cool. And if I haven't told you, I love a good time lapse. All right, I'm gonna set up, I've got my cheat sheet here because looking at some of these photos, I'm gonna set this up for you. If you came to my channel hoping for something amazing that's just gonna blow your socks off, I'm just a rank amateur beginner, and for me, the prize is, it's like photography. I love the adventure of what you can capture. I may not develop everything, and some of it's gonna be crap, but it's always just an adventure, and it's so much fun. So this first one, if you don't pull focus and you don't keep checking it, this is what it looks like. It's not pretty. And this, well, these two photos here, if you look at those, what you see is the spikes, and that is from the Newtonian telescope. This one here is new. It's 1,000 millimeters. It's an f5, I think it is, so it's actually really fast. And using the Sony, man, I am really happy with it. I'm not using tracking at this point. I have the equipment to do it, the computer, all the programs and everything. I'm just not using it. I'm enjoying just the simplicity of setting up the telescope, getting it polar aligned, and letting it track the stars on its own. And I'm only doing 2-minute exposures, maybe a minute, 30 seconds, and I'm really enjoying it. In some of the other videos, you may have heard me say something like, I like to get there early. I like to take shots. I enjoy the process of it. It's just so much fun. Am I a big kid with it? Absolutely, man. I love the adventure. So James suggested to me, he said, why don't you take some star shots and stack them together? So what I did is I merged them. I think these, there's a link over here, and you can see how many I merged together into one just to get the moon, and then I enhanced it a little bit more to make it look nice. So there's nothing really super special about it, except that it's a really big stack, and it's a merge, and it's fun. It's like focus stacking, but it's a merge, trying to get the most detail out of it. And if you've stuck with me this long, I'm gonna say thank you, JonnyPink. It's always gonna be JonnyPink, and if you're curious where that nickname came from, at one time I had a really long beard that I had bleached, and I had it dyed pink because that is my favorite color. And a friend of mine that we worked together, Dick Logan, said JonnyPink, and it stuck. It's something that I've used. I've used it for business for a long time. So if you need a photographer, JonnyPink, keep me in mind. I'll be happy to do it for you. It's not free, and it's probably not cheap, but it will be worth your money. Aside from all that, okay. So let me show you these last 3 shots, and I'm not sure which one that I think is the best, but I'm excited about all 3 of them. So this is the Ring Nebula, and I don't have enough focal reach. That'll be a telescope that I get sometime later next year after I pay off all the other crap that I just purchased, but I'm excited about it anyway. That was shot with the D850 through my Star Watcher, the Skywatcher. That's a 900 millimeter, and it's an f9, so it's actually really slow. I have to get a lot of data to make it work, but the D850 does a good job with that. This one is the Lagoon Nebula. Unfortunately, I didn't quite have it centered, and because the sky is so bright, being close to Los Angeles, I can't always see where where I'm focused. So you can see it's off to the lower right, but I really liked it anyway. I thought, man, that looks pretty cool. I don't believe in the rule of thirds. I believe it's a rule that should be ignored. Again, James turned me on to someone who said the same thing. I say that all the time. It's your artwork. Do whatever you want with it. Just enjoy the excitement of the creation, and enjoy it. Own it. I think this one is my last one. I'm extremely happy with it. What I wanted was a cigar nebula, and what you see in here, or maybe I went for the Bode Nebula, but in there I have the cigar and the Bode, and that was shot, I want to say, again with the Skywatcher, just because it's the telescope I'm most familiar with. I was shooting one, and when I realized I have both in frame here because I'm shooting so wide, again, you know what? Enjoy this shot. Thank you for watching. JonnyPink, you guys have a fantastic whatever you're going to do. Clear skies to you. I'll see you